Welcome to Film Friday. I'm Matt Verderame, and this is the Arrowhead Addict podcast. And today we're traveling back in time. We're going back to Week 10 when the Chiefs and the Jaguars played at Arrowhead Stadium. The Chiefs winning 27-17, despite turning the ball over 3 times and allowing an onside kick. It was not a clean game, but it was a very good game by the defense, which outside of a garbage time touchdown very late in the game, only gave up 10 points despite being put in all those positions. And what I want to look at here is a play in the first quarter of the game. The Chiefs are winning 7-0. It's a 3rd and 7 from the Jacksonville 36-yard line. And this is the formation you're going to see plenty with Jacksonville, okay? All inside the numbers, condensed splits, trips left, Evan Ingram tight end, all alone on the right-hand side. He's isolated against Jalen Watson. We'll get to that in a second. And Travis Etienne's in the backfield, sidecar to Lawrence. Kansas City is an interesting alignment here. Now, you might think against 11 personnel, 1 tight end, 1 back, that the Chiefs would play a nickel front. They don't. They play a dime front. So if you're looking from the Chiefs' perspective, on the left-hand side, you have Watson, and he's going against Ingram, as I mentioned. And then on the trip side of the formation for Jacksonville, you have Snead walked up to the line of scrimmage. You have Joshua Williams playing inside, and you have Trent McDuffie playing at about the 42-yard line on the outside. And then at safety, of course, you have Reed on the left side, Thornhill, deepest of the deep, on the right. And up front, you have a 4-man rush of Dunlap, Jones, Dana, and Karlaftis all the way across with Bolton walked up. Now, that's where I want to start. So the Chiefs have done this a lot this year. A lot. And especially the second half of the season. In these third downs, they will walk Bolton right up to the line of scrimmage. And what does that do? That forces the offensive line to account for him as a rusher. So now you have to protect 1v1, one-on-one, all the way across the formation. Jones right now is head up over the right guard. Dana is slightly shaded toward the center, right? Instead of being over the left guard, he's over the center. That matters. We're going to get that in a second. Karlaftis is in that wide stance over the left tackle. Cam Robinson, Dunlap, traditional positioning, going against right tackle Juwan Taylor. Now, with Bolton where he is, it forces a one-on-one matchup for Chris Jones, which is going to be of paramount importance here in a second. I will also tell you in coverage, if you want to watch that side of it, Chiefs are in man coverage, and Justin Reed is going to double Evan Ingram. Okay, so there's a lot to watch here, but I really want you to focus on the front. If you want to go back and watch the coverage, Chiefs did an excellent job in man. Thornhill dropped deep. He ends up helping on a double deep down the field, and Reed drives on a crossing route. Okay, the Jags love their crossing routes, and the Chiefs did a really nice job in man handling it. But really, the story here is the front. So as we run this play to start, Bolton's going to show like he might be blitzing, but he drops. Now, here's the key. Okay, Bolton's on ETN in man coverage, by the way. That's Bolton's responsibility here. Mike Dana crashes to the center. Now, why does that matter? Because look at the left guard. Left guard has nothing to do. Is nowhere to be. He has no ability to help on Chris Jones. The center cannot help on Chris Jones because the center is taking on Mike Dana. Mike Dana crashed that way to give Chris Jones that one-on-one. As you're going to see in a second, Chris Jones wins really quickly, okay? Travis Etienne could stay in and help here, but there's no blitzer. And his rules are, if there's no blitzer, to get out into a pass pattern, which he's about to do, and Bolton's going to take him out of the play because Bolton is in coverage. So we run it a little bit more, watch Jones. Okay, watch Jones. Just a swim move inside, it's over. The play is already over. Now, if you want to look at the coverage here, okay, you're going to see Thornhill's looking to help on the deep route. Reed is screaming across the middle of the field to help Watson. All right. The Chiefs are in really good position here. McDuffie's trying to get across all the traffic, right? Try to get up top and take away his guy. That's probably where the ball would go if Lawrence had all day here. But Lawrence does not have all day. Because if you look at this, Jones is winning immediately. Karlaftis is shoving Cam Robinson back into the pocket, and Juwan Taylor is about to get baptized by Carlos Dunlap for what's going to be his 100th sack, okay? Run a little bit more as Lawrence gets to the top of his drop. Okay, now he's at the top. Look at what Trevor Lawrence is looking at. Nobody's open. Right? I mean, there's nowhere to go with the ball right now. Nowhere. The deep shot that if he might think about is taken away by Thornhill, right? That 9 route, that's taken away. They're running a mesh concept, which is just running guys basically a crisscross across the middle of the field. There's nowhere. There's nowhere to go yet. Everybody's covered. Dunlap is about to win in about 0.5 seconds. And Jones has already won. In fact, if you look at the offensive line for Jacksonville, it's never a good sign when the defensive tackle has a free run and there's 3 Jacksonville Jaguar offensive linemen, the entire interior, looking straight ahead. But that's what you're dealing with. Now, Karlaftis isn't going to get a sack here. Okay, he does have one in the game, but he's doing a great job to push the pocket. If Karlaftis has about another second, he would have gotten the sack. But as you'll see right here, Dunlap and Jones are going to beat him to the punch, okay? So if we run it a little bit more, you see now, ball game. Dunlap gets home. Jones is getting home. Karlaftis has pushed the pocket. There's still nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go here for Jacksonville. Nowhere. And as we run it all the way through, Dunlap and Jones are going to split this sack. Karlaftis ends up there as well. Dana did his job. He didn't get a pressure on that play, but Dana did exactly what he was supposed to do. He took the center. He engaged them. He did not allow for the double to come help. By not blitzing, ETN came out of the backfield for a pass. He didn't help. Cooked. Game over. Easy sack for the Chiefs. 100th in the career of Dunlap. The Chiefs have done this a ton. And it is now with the maturation of Karlaftis, the addition of Dunlap, and by the way, Clark, who did not play in this game, the first game against Jacksonville. They are destroying teams by doing this. They're walking Bolton up to the line of scrimmage. And it's just a sim pressure. That's all it is. It's a simulated pressure. Teams, you have to account for it, though. Every offensive line is the same rules. You're going to account for that guy. You have to account. If you don't, and then he comes, you're screwed. It's an easy free man blitz. Steve Spagnuolo has discovered that with this 4-man group up front, they can all win one-on-ones. And all Steve Spagnuolo is doing is saying, hey, look, we're not going to take anybody out of coverage. But we're going to get you to block everybody one-on-one. And any of them can win at any time. And the result has just been devastating. And on that play, the result was a split sack by Chris Jones and Carlos Dunlap.